I didn't expect the humiliation to come from my own daughter. At her birthday dinner, she laughed at my job, called it.
I never thought the deepest cut would come from my own daughter. It was her birthday dinner, her choice of restaurant, her big moment. I got there early, wearing my best shirt, the one without the mortar stains. But my hands told a different story, one that no amount of soap could wash away. Years of working with stone had left them rough and scarred, a permanent record of my life's work. She walked in, absolutely glowing, dressed like someone who didn't need anything from me anymore. Next to her were my ex-wife and her new husband, a man who wore confidence like an expensive watch and money like armor. The dinner started politely enough. Small talk, forced smiles that never quite reached the eyes. Then the comparisons began. My daughter laughed, pointing her fork at me. "He still does that construction stuff," she said so casually. "You know, bricks and walls." Her stepfather, Kyle, just smiled, smooth and condescending. "Well, someone has to do that kind of work." A light laugh went around the table. But I wasn't laughing. She kept going. "Kyle gets a new car every year. Dad's truck is older than I am." The laughter got louder this time. Every word hit me, not like an insult, but like a dismissal. As if the life I built for her was something to be outgrown, something embarrassing. I didn't say a word. I just waited. When the waiter cleared the plates, she leaned back and said it, clear and proud, the sentence that finally broke me. "I mean, no offense, Dad, but Kyle is just more successful." A heavy silence fell over the table. Not awkward, but expectant. Everyone was waiting for my reaction. I reached into my jacket and calmly placed an envelope on the table. "Open it," I said. Her smile vanished as she unfolded the letter inside. Halfway through, her hands started to shake. "What is this?" she asked, her voice trembling. "It's me stepping back," I replied. "Your tuition, your rent, your car insurance, it all ends this semester." Her face went pale. "You can't do that." "I can," I said, "and I am." My ex-wife protested, and Kyle leaned forward, suddenly serious. "This is extreme. You're hurting her." "No," I said quietly. "I'm just stopping the lie." I stood up, paid for my meal, and walked out of that restaurant. That night, my phone exploded with messages, accusations, pleas, angry voicemails. I just turned it off. 3 days later, she showed up at my house. She wasn't dressed up this time. No makeup, her eyes were tired, and all her pride was gone. "I didn't know," she said softly. "I didn't know you paid for everything." I just nodded. "You never asked." I handed her a folder I'd been keeping for years. It was filled with receipts, bank transfers, tuition payments, rent stubs, medical bills. Every single gift that Kyle had taken credit for was documented right there. Her hands trembled as she flipped through the pages. "He lied," she whispered. "He let you believe," I corrected her. "That's worse." Then I showed her the rest of it, the debt records, the investigations, the ugly truth behind his perfect image. She started to cry, not loudly but honestly. "I'm sorry," she said. "I was so cruel." "I know," I replied. "That's why this had to happen." She moved out of her mother's house that week. She got a job, took out student loans, and finally learned what real exhaustion felt like. The next few months were hard. She struggled, she failed, and she tried again. One evening, she came to my workshop and just stood there, watching me cut stone. "Can you teach me?" she asked. I handed her a pair of gloves. Her first cuts were uneven. Her hands blistered, but she didn't quit. Slowly, respect started to replace her embarrassment. A year later, she graduated. There was no fancy dinner this time, just burgers in my backyard. I gave her a stone plaque I had carved for her a long time ago, her new address. Surrounded by flowers from her grandmother's garden, she cried again. "I get it now," she said. "I get what real work looks like." Today, she runs a nonprofit that helps young people find careers in the skilled trades. And when she introduces me now, she does it with pride. "This is my father," she says. "He builds things that last." And for me, that's more than enough. Thanks for listening. If this story resonated with you, please like and subscribe for more.